All right, good morning, Eagles fans. This is DB talking now, DB talking birds, DB talking the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. So, I want to go ahead and address, yesterday's video was a post-game response, and I was very emotional, and I did say some things that I don't normally say. And in regards to that, I am strictly talking about my response in regards to Carson Wentz. I've had some time to think about it, and I am going to revert and go back on what I said as far as benching him. I still hold true, and I still am going to back him. I'm still going to back him and support him. A few things to back that up. I do not think we should bench Carson Wentz. A few things to back that up. That I sort of brought up yesterday. 2017, he was the runaway MVP. He probably would have beat Tom Brady for the MVP in 2017. He had play calling in Frank Reich. 2018 comes back from an ACL, torn ACL in 8 games, a little too soon, but still had one of his better statistical years as far as accuracy, completion percentage is concerned. It was up about 8 points, 68%. And in 2019, last year, he historically had one of the best seasons as a quarterback, and to throw in some facts to back that up. In case none of you all remember, he was the first quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards in NFL history without a 1,000-yard receiver. So you're telling me that after those 3 years, he just falls off the face of the planet. He just completely falls off the face of the planet as a sustainable type of play quarterback where he can't do anything. No. Is Carson Wentz playing horribly this year? Yes. Is the play calling shit? Yes. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, there are so many outside factors that are going against Carson Wentz right now that it's almost impossible. It is impossible to just blame Wentz. Now I understand the gut first response in regards to his play this year, but we have to look at the fact that the play calling is shit. The play calling is absolutely horrible. And I was listening to Dan Orlovsky, and he was talking with Ryan Clark, and he was talking with Rex Ryan, and he strictly brought this up. First drive of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. They run the ball straight down the field, and they get to the 5-yard line, and Miles Sanders fumbles the ball. And the weather was absolutely horrible, so he let one get away from him. And the next drive that the Eagles have, they throw the ball. They throw the ball each time. Why? Why would you, if running the ball for you on the first drive of the game is working, you're winning at the line of scrimmage, what are you doing getting away from the run there? This is what, and the other thing to go along with it, and I'm actually glad about this, and I don't care what people are going to say about Carson Wentz. I understand what they're going to say about Carson Wentz and how bad he's playing. He's playing bad. Somebody needs to do something. Doug needs to coach a good game, or Carson needs to have a great game. One of them needs to break the trend, so that they can prove to us who it is, what's going on. So one can prove that at least one of them can do something positive this year. But I am glad that for this reason, we can't get rid of Carson Wentz this offseason, And we can hardly get rid of Carson Wentz the following offseason. You know, he's going to count for $35 million against the cap this upcoming next year. And if we were to release him, it would be $60 million in dead money. If we were to get rid of him at all, it would be $60 million in dead money. You can't do that. Carson will be on the roster next year as the starting quarterback. And you can't throw Jalen Hurts. You can't throw Jalen Hurts in there. You know, the question is Carson's numbers are significantly better whenever they roll him out. And then the question is, why isn't Doug calling more rollouts? He called 2 designed rollout plays for Carson Wentz in the game yesterday. 2. It's like fans are screaming for Doug to call more rollout plays. Screaming. How you haven't figured that out yet about your quarterback is absolutely mind-boggling. There's a type of quarterback that plays better on a designed rollout. And there's a type of quarterback that builds momentum off of his successful play after the designed rollout. And you look at those stereotypes, and obviously the first one you think of Aaron Rodgers. You know, Aaron Rodgers is inaccurate whenever he has pressure in his face and he's standing there in the pocket. So what do? They get him out of the pocket. They roll him out of the pocket. Aaron Rodgers rolls himself out of the pocket. Try to build some momentum. Try to gain some positive plays. And then what happens after that? He's building momentum and he's making some accurate throws against that blitz. I'll throw Jared Goff in that prototype as well. That archetype of quarterback. I'll throw him in there. You know, we saw that firsthand week 2 against the Rams. We've seen that firsthand since Jared Goff came into the league the same year with Carson Wentz. We see that firsthand with Carson Wentz himself. How this coaching staff fails to put Carson in the best position to succeed and use his strengths as a positive, and fail to use his strengths as a positive is absolutely mind-blowing. How in the world are you not utilizing this man's strengths? Rex Ryan brought up something interesting this season, which is the offensive line. The offensive line is terrible. I mean, we all know that, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that's interesting that he brought up. Carson Wentz was absolutely manhandled yesterday. Had no time. Absolutely none. Carson Wentz is 27th in the league in passing when he has when he has a clean pocket this season. And you know what that means? It means guys aren't getting open. He's got nobody to throw to. Yeah, we can talk about the emergence of Travis Fulgham all we want. You know, we can talk about, we spent a first-round pick on Jalen Reagor all we want. Travis Fulgham is a practice squad player. He's a practice squad player. Greg Ward is a practice squad player. They're designing screens for Greg Ward. He's the slowest wide receiver you have on the roster. Why are you designing screens for Greg Ward? It's a failed attempt to utilize the players that you have. And I brought this up yesterday without elaboration. It's like you bring up Elijah Holyfield from the practice squad and you activate him, and for what? You didn't use him. Waste of a game day roster spot. Waste of a game day roster spot. You want to design a wide receiver screen? Why don't you give it to the fastest guy on the field? It's not Jalen Reagor. Why don't you sprinkle wide receiver screens in for John Hightower? You can do it with one player if you do it right. It's absolutely fucking mind-blowing. Anyway, this is DB talking now. DB talking birds. You guys have a beautiful day. Go Birds, baby.